Right. لا read.
الرحمن الرحيم. باب الصلاة الوتر. الوتر واجب عند أبي حنيفة، وقال سنة حضور آثار السنن فيه، حيث لا يكفر جاحده ولا يؤذن له. ولأبي حنيفة قوله عليه الصلاة والسلام: إن الله تعالى زادكم صلاة ألا وهي الوتر، وصلوها ما بين العشاء إلى طلوع الفجر، أمر فهو للوجوب. ولهذا
Okay, stop there. Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Today we're going to start with the chapter of Witr. Now, before we start with the chapter of Witr, I just want to maybe expand on the concept of, what is a wajib in the Hanafi madhab. In fact, if you look at the word wajib, it is only found in the Hanafi madhab. Wajib is something which is only found in the Hanafi madhab. And the reason why I want to speak a bit about the wajib is because I said witr namaz is wajib. Now, wajib, we did discuss this before, it is similar to a farz in the sense that you have to practice upon it. You got no choice. Like how a farz, if you don't practice on the farz, you become sinful. If you don't practice on the farz, you become sinful. Also wajib, if you don't practice upon a wajib, you become sinful. But the difference is that a wajib, the proof that says it is necessary for you to do it, is not as strong as the proof in a farz. Is not. That is why so the difference with regards to a wajib is only with regards to the Aqidah aspect. If a person denies a wajib, you say, look, I don't accept this is wajib. I don't accept this is part of Shariat. And you deny a wajib, you won't come out of the fold of Islam. But if you deny a faraz, you say, I don't accept this as faraz, then you come out of the fold of Islam. So what I'm saying is, with the difference between a faraz and a wajib is with regards to the compulsion of practicing on a wajib. Faraz and wajib are both the same. Both you have to practice upon them. You have no choice to do it or not to do it. If you don't practice on the faraz, you don't practice on the wajib, both you will be sinful, right? But the only difference comes when you deny a faraz. If you reject a faraz, you say, I don't accept this thing is part of Islam, and it's a faraz thing, then you come out of the fold of Islam. But if you say, I don't accept this thing which is a wajib thing, you won't come out of the fold of Islam. You won't come out of the fold of Islam. So why the difference between a faraz and a wajib? The difference comes about in the proofs. I told you, one is like the Quran, which we call, it is mutawatir. And you get a whole lot of hadith, so many hadith, it cannot it cannot be imagined that the people conspire to lie, so many hadith, then that reaches what we call tawatur, right? So there's two things for something to become farz. One is qat'iyud dalala. Qat'iyud dalala means the meaning must be 100% clear. There mustn't be ambiguity. Certain texts in the Quran, it can be interpreted in different ways, like awla mastumun nisa. Some ulama say it means jima, sexual relations. Some ulama means it just means touching. It mustn't be that. It must be 100% clear in its meaning, and also it must be 100% clear. It must be 100% clear. Obviously, there must be no doubt in it. So when both are found, it is 100% clear in its meaning, which we term as qat'iyud dalala, and it is 100% authentic either from the Quran or mutawatir hadith, then it's qat'iyud thubut, then it becomes farz. But if it drops short in one of the two, that it is proven from the Sharia, but it is not mutawatir hadith, it is not a verse of the Quran, it will drop one stage down. So whichever way it drops, if it lacks in clarity or if it lacks in authenticity, it is not that high category of authentic, which means mutawatir hadith, then it comes one stage down. So this year of witr namaz is a classical example of a wajib, where it is not qat'u dalal, it's qat'u thubut. Yes, it is established in the Sharia, but it's not the highest categorization. So if a person denies the witr, you won't come out of the fold of Islam. You won't come out of the fold of Islam. So obviously, first we done the faraiz, and we done all the things that are related to it. So now, inshallah, we will start with the wajibat, because obviously the wajib is a category lower than the the farz. And then the other thing what I'm telling you is this also, like I told you, this wajib, it is not found in the other madhab. This is unique to the Hanafi madhab. They've differentiated between something which is not as compulsory as farz and not as voluntary as sunnah, something in between. Right. Okay, you ready to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So I told you, al-witr wajibun. I gave you the detail what wajib means. It's compulsory to do it, but only the proof is not so strong that you deny to come out of the fold of Islam, right? So al-witr wajibun in the Abi Hanifata. So witr is wajib according to Abu Hanifa. That means according to Abu Hanifa, you have to do the witr. So according to Imam Abu Hanifa, you have to do the witr. You have no choice in it. If you leave it out, you'll be sinful, right? Al-witr wajib in the Hanifata. وَقَالَ سُنَّةٌ لِظُهُورِ آثَارِ السُّنَنِ. And Sahibain says, no, it is not wajib, it is sunnat, because it has all the signs of sunnat. Now, a lot of these discussions we do in Hidayah Sharif, we do some of the proofs. But when you do the hadith books, even when you do in Mishkat Sharif, inshallah, or you come to Bukhari Sharif, or when you come to Tirmidhi Sharif, and when you come to Abu Dawud, you see loads of proofs, much more than what you see. Yeah, remember the fiqh books is more just to teach you the master, so you'll do little proofs. So sometimes you don't see a proof here, you don't see an answer, doesn't mean it's non-existent, right? So waqala sahibain here is with the other Imams. Sahibain here is with Imam Shafi, with Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal and all of them. They say it is not wajib. Waqala sunnatun, a sunnat means it's say emphasize sunnat, but not compulsory to so is to say that if you leave it out, you have to make qadha. If you leave it out, you get sin. Why? They say, لِظُهُورِ آثَارِ السُّنَنِ فِيهِ. If you look at the wajib, it has all the signs of the sunnah. What are the signs? حَيْثُ لَا يُكَفَّرُ جَاحِدُهَا. The person who denies it, the person who stands up and says, I say, witr is not wajib, you won't come out of the fold of Islam. Now, this normally is a sign that is a sunnah. It's not a sign that is compulsory, understood? That's the one thing. وَلَا يُؤَذَّنُ لَهُ. Same thing, they say, look here, you don't call out a special separate azan for wajib, for witr, and you normally call out the special azan for the faraz, and there's no azan for it. So this shows, how you people are reading, this shows it is what? It is sunnah. Now here's Imam Hanifa proves to say that it is compulsory. It is not an ordinary sunnah. This is proof. Wali Abi Hanifata, Imam Hanifa said, قوله عليه السلام, Nabi some statement, Inna Allah zadakum salatan wa hiya al-witr. He told the Sahaba Ikram, like after the 5 salah were compulsory, that Allah Ta'ala has increased for you another salah, and it is a witr salah. So this shows you and increased the 5 would mean it's like the 5, similar to the 5 in the sense that the 5 are compulsory. So that Inna Allah zadakum salatan. Allah Ta'ala has increased for you another salah. وَهِيَ الْوِتْرُ, and it is witr. فَصَلُّوهَا, so you must now read it. بَيْنَ الْإِشَاءِ إِلَىٰ طُلُوعِ الْفَجْرِ, after you finish your Isha, till the rising of the dawn, till the breaking of the dawn. So we say, look here, you done, mashallah, you done Usulul Fiqh, you done with me, you done Mufti Said Palampuri's book, and you're doing also now with Mara Yusuf Biku. He said, Amrun. He said this is Amr, وَهُوَ لِلْوُجُوبِ. Amr, the default meaning of Amr. Yes, Amr sometimes it can come from Nurub, you done all it, but the default, the Amr is to come to make something wajib. And here Nabi said, فَصَلُّوهَا, that's Amr, Salla. Read it between Isha and to the Fajr. You must read it. So Amrun huwa lil-wujubi, right? وَلِهَذَا, and saying, وَجَبَ الْقَضَاءُ بِالْإِجْمَاعِ. What's our proof to say also it's necessary to do it? What's our proof to say it's not a normal sunnah? All the ulama say if you miss witr, you have to make qada of it. All the ulama say. So if it was sunnah, there will be no qada. The fact that you have to make qada of it shows what? That it is more than sunnah. So we're using the fact that all the ulama say you have to make qada of it. We're saying that is why we tell you also that if you miss your Isha, your witr namaz, you might make qada the next day. And also if you want to pay, like, the must salah of a person, you have a loved one who passed away and they must many salah, you want to pay for the must salah, you pay for 6 salah a day. One for the 5 daily salah, Fajr, Zohar, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and one for the wajib. So it's expensive. Can't about $30. So 3 times 30 is 180. So if a person does read salah, you want to pay 180 a week times 7 for 180 times 7 times 30 times how many years? So this is it's like if somebody pass away of yours and you want to try to help them with regards to the salah they must, you can pay for the salah that they not read, and that is why we have to pay for witr also. That shows you there's a side to say it's not like a normal sunnah, right? Right. ولهذا وجب القضاء بالإجماع. That is why qada is wajib, because it is something which is compulsory. Then now that we're going to answer the next thing that they should look here when a person denies witr, it doesn't come out of Islam. The show is not compulsory. Now, if you understood my initial explanation, you'll understand this already. We told you for you to deny something, it must be farz. It must be the highest category of authenticity, and it must be the highest category of clear. The meaning must be clear. Must have what we term in fiqh terms qat'iyyu dalala and qat'iyyu thubut, right? So if you understood that, so the reason why we say a person who denies a witr, says, I don't accept witr as far as, then, like I told you, if a person says, I don't accept, you must fast in the month of Ramadan. Fasting is for hungry people, because that is farz. It is qat'iyyu dalala, it is qat'iyyu thubut. Such a person will come out of the fold of Islam. Like I told you, another thing, if somebody says, I don't accept LGBTQ is haram. If a man wants to marry a man, he can marry a man. If a woman wants to marry a woman, he can marry a woman. That is now you deny something which is qat'iyyu dalala and qat'iyyu thubut. So you will come out of the fold of Islam. You understood? So وَإِنَّمَا لَا يُكَفَّرُ. So when a person denies a wajib, because it's not the highest category, hence you do not come out of the fold of Islam. وَإِنَّمَا لَا يُكَفَّرُ جَاحِدُهُ لِأَنَّ وُجُوبَ ثَبَتَ بِالسُنَّةِ. We say here that the reason why you won't come out of, if your person says, I don't accept wajib namaz is wajib, I reject witr, I reject, you Hanafis, you speak about witr, I reject it. We'll say that it is established. You will be wrong by not praying it, but you will not come out of the fold of Islam. Why? Because لأن وجوبه ثبت بالسنة. The compulsion of this is proven through the Sunnah. It is not proven through the Quran, or neither is it proven through mutawatir hadith. Remember, if so many hadith, you have so many different chain of narrators narrating the same thing, then it is the same hukum of the Quran. Mutawatir hadith, like 50, 60 people narrating the same hadith. You done this, mashallah, in your usul hadith. Then it has the same law, although it's not the Quran. You can't read it in your salah like I read the Quran, but it has the same fiqh implications of the Quran. You understand what I'm saying? So we say, yeah, you're right. If a person denies a witr salah, he won't come out of the fold of Islam, not because it's not compulsory, just because the proof is from khabr ahad. It is from the hadith, but not that amount which is mutawatir, so many, and only mutawatir is equivalent Quran. So remember, Quran and mutawatir hadith are the same strata. They are the same category. They both have the same strength. And when they are both like that, and also the meaning is 100% clear, then, which we term as qat'iyyu thubut, qat'iyyu dalala, then you come out of the fold of Islam. Right? So we say, لأن وجوب ثبت بسنة وهو المعنى بما روي عنه أن سنة. And also, if you look in certain places, they make reference to the witr namaz as being sunnah. So we say there where it says witr namaz is sunnah, it doesn't mean it's sunnah like the other sunnah. It means it is proven through the sunnah. It is not proven through the Quran. They're saying, وهو المعنى, this is what is intended. يعني where is right? أنه sunnatun, where is narrated that is sunnah. Now, interesting. وهو يؤدى في وقت الإشاء فاكتفي بأذانه وإقامته. So now we're answering the other objection, the other proof of Sahih by Simon says here, it doesn't have a separate time, it doesn't have a separate iqama, it doesn't have a separate azan, so it shouldn't be farz. We say no, no. You are right. It doesn't have a separate. It doesn't have a separate azan. It doesn't have a separate iqama. But the reasons for that is because it is in the time of Isha. So the azan of Isha suffices. The iqama of Isha suffices. You understand what I'm saying? So because it is in the time of Isha, because it is in the adhan of Isha will suffice, the iqam of Isha will suffice. That doesn't mean that if it doesn't have its own adhan, that it is not necessary. You have to practice upon it. Now I told you, here in the Kitab Hidayah, they just mentioned 2 or 3 proofs. If you go to the Hadith books, there's a book called Dars Tirmizi, but unfortunately it's in Urdu. Mufti Taqi Uthmani, in his Tirmizi lessons. Tirmizi is also one of the Sayyisita, but his most focus is on the fiqh. The main focus of this book of Hadith is it mentions all the different Hadith as the proofs of all the different madhahib. So there you got all the proofs. You find maybe, I told you, masai like this, if you go to the big Darul Ulums like Darul Ulum, Diyawban, what, they'll discuss this masla for 1 whole week. All the proofs to say it's wajib, and all the answers against the other madhahib that say no, it is sunnat. But it's not really necessary. We have tolerance of the madhahib. They say it's sunnat, we say it is wajib. Good, we practice on ours, they practice upon them. We don't have to exert so much energy wasting. When we believe the Shafi madhab is haq, we believe the Maliki madhab is haq, yes, we just made our proof and their proof, and we give 1, 2 answers, and we understand the masla. But you don't have to go out of your way to show that the other madhab is wrong. But I told you, you'll find chapters on the same masla. This masla which we discussed now, you can find chapters, and some of the Darulums, the thing in the Hadith, Dora Hadith, it's discussed over a week or 2 weeks. Like I told you, like, you know, the famous masla, Raf'ul Yadayn, Al-Qirat, Khalf al-Imam, what is Al-Muftarid, Khalf al-Mutanafil, all these masail, famous ikhtilafi masail. There's another one here that according to us, witr is faraz, so not faraz, it's compulsory, it's wajib, according to sunnah. You find countless dalail, and even if you go pick up the books of hadith, you find countless dalail, but we are not to go in the dalail, we got the basics here. Read the next part.
قال الوتر 3 ركعات لا يفسد بينهن السلام لما روت عائشة أنه عليه الصلاة والسلام كان يوتر في 3 وحكى الحسن رضي الله عنه نحن المسلمين على 3. هذا أحد الأقوال الشافعي رحمه الله، وفي قول يوتر بالتسليمتين وهو قول مالك رحمه الله، والحجة عليه ما روينا.
Right, so this is an interesting masla. This is a very interesting masla. What about the Hanafi that find himself in a Shafi madhab? And this is discussed a lot about the Hanafis. They go for Hajj, they go for Umrah in the month of Ramadan, and they have a problem. See, according to us, al-witru thalathu raka'atin la yafsilu baynahuma bisalamin. According to the Hanafi madhab, witr is 3 rakats, and he will do not separate between them by salam. In other words, 3 rakats, what's 1 salam, like the Maghrib. Now, if you look at the Shafi madhab, or if you look at how they read in the Haramain Sharifain, they read 2 rakats, they make salam, and they read 1 rakat after that. So you got 2 rakats and 1 rakat, right? So as a Hanafi, can you read your witr behind them? There's a hadith, I remember, that Nabi Naha anil butayra, that Nabi prohibited from reading 1 rakat salah. That is one of our proofs. I remember from madrasa against the Shafis, or against the people in the haram that read 2 and 1. But anyway, first, before we look, this is the thing here. Al-witru thalathu raka'atin. According to us, witr is 3 rakats. La yafsilu baynahuma bisalamin. You will not separate between them salam. That is after the first tashahud, after the first 2 rakats, you will not make salam. Lima rawat Aisha too, because Aisha radiallahu ta'ala said, Anna alayhi salam, she realized, Nabi kana yutiru bi thalathin. He used to read 3 rakats. وكال حسن Hakam is the right وكال حسن and Hasan radiallahu ta'ala anhu he write ijma, he says it's consensus. Hey, one at a time, go to toilet. He consensus of the entire ummah that is 3 rakats, right? Ijma al-Muslimin is 3 rakat. And also, وَهَذَا أَحَدُ أَقْوَالِ الشَّافِعِ. This is also one of the statements of one of the opinions of Imam Shafi. So interesting, this is interesting. In the Hanafi madhab, you can only read 3 rakats. You can't read 2 rakats and 1 rakat. But in the Shafi madhab, it also allows to read 3 rakats together. So if you speak to the Shafi authorities that look here in your madhab, it's also correct to read 3 rakats like on one go with 1 salam. And here you got some Shafis, and in the Hanafi madhab, we can't read 2 in 1. So you might as well read 3. It's permissible according to you, and it's permissible according to us. You are happy because your madhab is right. We happy our madhab is right. So they don't know, the Shafis don't know this, but maybe it should be researched properly from the books, and it should be presented to them that look here in your madhab, you can also read 3. There's no problem with reading 3 like how we read. And like you read 3, you are accommodating for us and you are accommodating right. So وَهَذَا أَحَدُ أَقْوَالِ الشَّافِعِ. Then he's saying, وَفِي قَوْلٍ, right, وَفِي قَوْلٍ يُوتِرُ بِتَسْلِيمَتَيْنِ. So, and in one opinion, يُوتِرُ بِتَسْلِيمَتَيْنِ. So, according to one Shafi, a call of Imam Shafi, you read 3 one shot with 1 salam. And in another call of Imam Shafi, يُوتِرُ بِتَسْلِيمَ. You make witr with 2 salams. And what it means 2 salams means after the first 2 rakats, you make salam, and then you stand up and you make 1 rakat, right? وَهُوَ قَوْلُ مَالِكٍ. And this is also the opinion of Imam Malik. Imam Malik will say 2 and then 1, right? وَالْحُجَّةُ عَلَيْهِمَا مَا رَوَيْنَا. The proof that we have is here. We've got the statement of Hazrat Aisha and we've got the statement of Hazrat Hassan that shows that it was 3 with 1 salam. Are you with me? Now, the thing is this here. I was telling you, when you go to the haram, they read 2 and they read 1. Very rarely. I remember people, sometimes they read 3 one time, like how the Hanafis read it. The big question, the burning question is now, you as a Hanafi, when you go to the Haramain Sharifain, what should you do? What should you do? Should you read 2 and 1? Or should you read with them and repeat it? Or some ulama even say, no, you must read 2, and when the Imam makes salam, then you continue the namaz and you like join him in the first rakat. So you get a whole host of opinions from the Hanafi madhab themselves, the different ulama. Some ulama say no, like Mufti Taqi initially used to say no, you can't read behind the Imam. But then he changed and he said, no, okay, you can read 2 and 1. Some ulama say that you must leave it, walk out, don't read. I was telling you, but those people who are like what you say in Urdu, Pakka, they are real Hanafis. They will tell you, nope, there's no scope in our mazhab. In our mazhab, okay, coming to this opinion, some ulama say you must read 2 rakats, and when the Imam makes salam, you don't make salam. This masla is also applicable to the ladies if ever they find them in Ramadan. So they say you make salam, when the Imam makes salam, don't make salam, you continue in salah and then you join him. But this doesn't make sense. Like I told you, your Imam is your engine. So you're like a train carriage without the engine. How can you be a train carriage without the engine? So for that few minutes, you are like a car without the engine. You lost. You buy the samai wal ard. So that opinion is a very weak opinion. It doesn't make sense. But if my opinion matters of anything, I will tell you that because we read so much of the Hanafi Mudhab, we are Pakka Hanafi. We'll say, no, okay, you read with the Imam, but make it again after that. Make it again. The best thing is read there with the Imam, read the 2 rakats. You can make intention of nafil even. And especially now in the Haram, where they only read 10 rakats. They read 10 rakats. So you make your 10 rakats and the 2 rakats, because witr is a stronger namaz than Tarawih namaz. So remember, you done the usul. You can make an intention of a weaker namaz for a stronger namaz. So you make 10 there, and you make intention that the 2 rakats is your Tarawih namaz. So you done 12. You was only reading 10 at the moment. And then when you leave from there, then you can make your other 8, right? So yes, you will get fatwa people that are not so strong Hanafis. The Shanafis, you know what the Shanafis? Half Shafi Hanafi, or the Salafanis, the half Salafi Hanafi. But the real Hanafi Mufti will tell you, you either leave from there and then you make it on your own, or if you don't want to break the Jamaat, you want to respect the decorum of the Jamaat, then you read it there and you read it after. And if anybody asks me, that is what I normally say, that, okay, read it with them there. Don't break the Jamaat. We don't want to show that, just tafriqan bayna nas. So read it with them, and afterwards you can read it again, right? So although I told you you will get different fatwas, you will get some mufti say no, you can read two in one, but a real Pakka Hanafi, you tell no, read it again, right? Okay, carry on with it. Oh, time is up. Okay, just read another ibarat quickly.
قبل الركوع وقال الشافعي بعده لما روي أنه قنت في آخر الوتر وهو بعد الركوع ولنا ما روي أنه قنت قبل الركوع وأنه بعد
Right. ويقنط في الثالثة قبل الركوع. So we know in the witr namaz there is a qunut that you must read also. Right? Allahumma inna nasainuka wa nastaghfiruka. You will read that in your third rak'ah just before ruku. وقال الشافعي بعده. I think Imam Shafi speaking about the witr qunut also. They say you go into ruku, and once you come out from ruku, then you read it there. And in fact, this is also how they do it in the Haramain Sharifain. That when you come out of ruku, then you read the qunut, right? So basically, in your qiyam position, qiyam means not qiyam qawma. Qawma refers to that standing between ruku and sajda, right? وقال الشافعي بعده لما روي عن السلام قالت في آخر الوتر. They say, look here, the hadith says he read the mass at the end of witr. So they're saying that that qawma, which is before you go, that is the end of witr. ولنا ما روي عليه السلام قالت قبل الركوع. We have an explicit hadith which says Nabi Sallallahu made this qunut before the ruku. وما زاد على نصف الشيء آخره. And we say, look here, normally, not really, if you say at the end of something, if you take anything and you divide it into two halves, then anything which happens after the first half, that means it happened in the end. I'll give you a simple example. You say 1 hour, right? You got 1 hour. If you divide 1 hour into two, you get 30 minutes, 30 minutes. So if something happened after the first 30 minutes, you say it happened towards the end of the program. So anything which happens after half, we'll say it is at the end. You understand what I'm saying? So same thing here. We explain Imam Shafi's hadith, what Imam Shafi said, قَلَتَ فِي آخِرِ الْوِتْرِ. He made ruku at the end of the witr. So as long as you're reading it in the last rakat, even as before ruku, it's still at the end of witr, because you're already in the second half. It doesn't have to be after you make to be in the ruku. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, time is up. We'll stop there. We'll continue tomorrow, inshallah. Subhanallah wa bihamdih. نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.